Good morning. I'm Scott Jones, the senior minister of the First Central Congregational United Church of Christ in Omaha, Nebraska. This coming Sunday is the fifth Sunday in the season of Lent. We begin to come near the end of this season of preparation for Holy Week and Easter, and our text begin to look forward to the themes that will meet us on those holy days. The Hebrew Scriptures text for this coming Sunday is from the prophet Ezekiel in the 37th chapter. It opens vividly. The hand of the Lord came upon me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord and set me down in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me all around them. There were very many lying in the valley, and they were very dry. And he said to me, Mortal, can these bones live? I answered, O Lord God, you know. It goes on from there, of course, this powerful, vivid passage. Then the gospel comes from John chapter 11. It's the story of the death and resurrection of Lazarus. It's a great story about Jesus and his friendship with Mary and Martha and Lazarus. Here's the most poignant part of the passage. Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping. He was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. He said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. So the Jews said, See how he loved him? But some of them said, Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying? So these are texts about grief and loss, death, some of our most powerful pastoral moments. And they've been used to interpret a wide range of human experience. I have a commentary written shortly after the First World War that interprets the Ezekiel passage for Europe laid waste by the wars and wanting to rise again. Another essay by Jim Matulski, written for those from suffering with HIV and AIDS, interpreting the Ezekiel passage for them. People with HIV understand what it means to be viewed as expendable. We understand the impermanence of the body and its fragility. We understand what it means to be so paralyzed by grief that we cease to care whether we live or die, whether we protect our health or the health of others. People with HIV understand what it means to feel ashamed, shut down, nihilistic, and reckless. So these are texts that speak to powerful moments in our lives when care and compassion are required. And so as we look at these texts for a spiritual and communal practice of how we can care for one another, I think it will be based on imitation of God and God's response through the prophet Ezekiel and through Jesus in these two instances. What does God do in these moments that we can imitate in our care for one another when we find each other in these moments of loss, grief, illness, and death? That's what we'll be talking about this week. See you soon.